Well, greetings, being Stephen Morrison here, creator of Spiritual Workout, and this is my tapping disclaimer. And it's really intended for anybody who's going to be or already is doing any kind of tapping with me in spiritual workout world. So the first thing to know about me in tapping is that I don't know anything really about the science of it. I'm just not that guy. I don't care so much about how it works. I care much more that it works. Now, I probably first started hearing about tapping while I was still a psychotherapist, thinking about morphing into spiritual workout, and I kept hearing about it, and it had to do with, it was always in the context of, oh, Stephen, here's another great tool, come to this weekend seminar by the airport in some city and spend a couple of days and a bunch of money and get certified, and here's how it works, and this is what it is. And I just had such resistance to it. It just did not grab me in any way. I'm a therapist. I'm doing continuing education hours all the time. There are all these things coming at us all the time, and I just felt like, well, I'm sure there are other tools that will work for me. And for whatever reason, however you're presenting it to me, whatever judgments I'm making about it, I'm not interested. So fast forward about 5 or 6 years, probably from that point, kept hearing about it, kept resisting. And then I was at a moment in my own life where things were pretty dark and constricted and not going well at all. And this thing called the World Tapping Summit, which I've linked to below, was going on. And so I learned to tap the way so many people have learned to tap, through the folks at the Tapping Solution for free online. And I don't know, it just made sense to me all of a sudden. And immediately I was seeing how it was helping me. And unlike what I normally do, which is to really take something into my own laboratory and really work it through and be sure I know exactly what I'm doing and talking about before I share it with any of my clients, I pretty much was sharing it with clients immediately because it just was so effective. Spiritual workout is really a workout for the mind. There's so many things that we are doing to change our circumstances by changing on purpose how it is we're thinking, getting clear about what we're intending, what we're wanting, being able to not only root out old non-serving beliefs, but then replace them with a whole battery of serving beliefs and things like that. Dealing with anxiety, depression, dealing with addiction, dealing with all manner of the kind of stuff that we talk to our therapists and intimates about all the time. And what I found was that this tool called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as tapping, was just extra lubrication for everything that I was already doing and that my clients were already doing. It just seemed like a turbocharger for the entire process. So I give great credit again to the folks at the Tapping Solution, Nick and Jessica Ortner, people I do not know, and all the people who have worked with them over the years in producing not just a film about this, but then again, the World Tapping Summit, which as far as I know is still going strong. Also along the line, several years ago, I ran on YouTube into a guy named Robert Smith, I'm pretty sure that's his name, and he created something called Faster EFT. So I watched, I don't know, 1.5 or 2 of his videos, kind of got it, started using it, and then I had 2 very different ways of tapping to use in my own life and 2 very different ways of tapping to share with others. So those of you who know me know that I offer a tapping clinic for 1 hour every single week as part of the subscription that we offer for spiritual workout. Again, because it's just such an effective tool. And it's a tool. Each of us are going to use it in somewhat different ways. I kind of always go to the analogy of a paintbrush. You give 100 people paintbrushes, and 100 people have this thing called a paintbrush, but not everybody's going to use the brush in the exact same way and create the exact same kinds of things. In fact, I think we will see quite a variety of ways that the tool is used. So my whole push is to arm as many people as humanly possible with how, why, and when to tap, how to use this tool, and to encourage them to take the information and the instruction such as it is and then run with it and see different ways that they use it. It really is an art, and one of the things that I have learned to do and that I'm always encouraging other people to do is to begin tapping and then follow where it takes you. You know, oftentimes we start tapping on a particular issue, that one dials way down, and then poof, here's another issue. It happens. So this is essentially my disclaimer. I don't know anything about it. I couldn't tell you the science behind how it works. I am not certified in any way, shape, or form. And I learned what I learned from the two sources that I have already mentioned and that are linked below. So I just feel like that's an appropriate thing to say. Again, I resisted this myself for so very long before I but before I adopted it and took it on and incorporated it into my daily practice. I can't say anything to you about why. Well, that's not true. I can talk to you a lot about why, when, and how to tap, and that's what I think I can offer up. So again, if you're really curious about the science, you'll find that. If you're curious about practically how to use it in your life today with whatever's going on, I hope that I can be one of those people who can provide you with the information and education about that. And I really hope to see you in one of our EFT tapping clinics in Spiritual Workout World. Until then,